Scott Jennings joins us. He's the author of A Revolution of Common Sense. How Donald Trump, it's not on me, no one saw me do that, stormed Washington and fought for Western civilization. Welcome. Took a book to get you on here.
Yeah,
nice
I know.
See you, sir.
Good morning.
We have an excuse to have you on.
Yeah, it's a great book.
It's a great book.
Just in time for Christmas.
I don't know how else we would have necessarily had you on. But when did you join CNN as a contributor?
Oh, gosh.
2017?
Yeah, I've been there for 8.5 years, but the last couple of years has really been
well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, bigger.
It happens gradually, and then it happens all at once. You're like people would say it's like when a business succeeds. It's like an instant success, they say, and then people say, I've been doing this for 20 years, and it finally happened. But you're everywhere. Is it you, or is it your ideas started to resonate in the current climate?
I'll throw one more factor in. It was the fact that we had a campaign that we were able to cover. You know, the 2020 campaign, the coverage was unusual. We didn't have the same kind of commentary, but the 24 campaign, we were all in. Plus the advent of this debating show that we had at 10 o'clock at night, the Abby Phillips show, and it gave a conservative a chance to showcase, what it looks like when ideas are actually challenged. I think Americans are hungry for debate, and they love it.
I saw something the other day, though, that does it take too long to explain to Abby Phillips the California loophole that allows Medicaid to cover illegal aliens? She kept saying to you, almost like a child, that no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Nani, nani, nani. No. And all you had to do was say, look, this is the way it works, because money's fungible, and Medicaid money flows to illegals in California and other states, and that's a fact. You never did say that to her.
Well, first of all, it's not just a fact in California. It's blue states,
right?
And the Democratic Party position has long been that it's a good thing to give Medicaid to illegal immigrants. So it's not really in question, and it's not really a controversial position.
You gave up. I was watching. You finally just said, okay, whatever. Here's the left in the current environment. I think it's out of their mind. They're out of their mind sometimes. But then I look at some of the things you have to defend on the right. Do you ever feel like you're in a position where there are times where it's uncomfortable to be an ardent Trump supporter? You never have any problem?
Look, I don't feel like I have to die on every hill. I mean, if something's going on that I think should be nudged in one way or the other.
You can only die once, right?
Yeah, a good pundit knows that. And you don't have to die on every hill. And you can say, I would have done it this way, or my advice would be to do it that way. But I do think for what I'm doing at CNN,
oh my God,
half the country, 60% of the country,
God's work.
Sometimes 90% of the country needs a good, solid defense of what's happening and how they're absorbing the news. I'm also one of the only pundits that comes from Middle America. I live in Kentucky, not D.C. or New York, and so
there's times I dread coming in if we have an Elizabeth Warren on, or I got to deal with you or something. How do you go
every day?
Every day. How do you go into CNN? You might as well be going to The View and sitting next to them every day. How do you do it? Do you like it? Do you like to argue?
I love it. I was put on this earth to debate. I'm sometimes a pilgrim in an unhospitable land, and that's okay, because I believe that...
Stranger in a strange land?
I believe... Look, we're in our silos. We're in our bubbles. If we talk to each other and we have a few more debates, our politics will be better for it.
Can I ask you just... you talk about stranger in a strange land. We talk about economics and business all the time, and capitalism. And one of the unique things that's happening now, and we were talking about NVIDIA, for example, this morning, and things like this. Yeah. It feels like there's an element of, what might be described as state-sponsored capitalism, and everything is going through the prism of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue to some degree. And how you think about that. We've been talking about the Paramount transaction and the fact that, Jared Kushner's bidding on one side of that, and the president is openly saying, I'm going to be involved in the decision. I mean, there are these things that are so sort of...
It's a lot different than the Bush White House.
At odds with... Yeah. And sort of how you see that.
Well, look, I think Trump would tell you he's not conservative orthodox on some economic issues. Tariffs is one. Some of the involvement that he's had with companies is the other. But he would also probably tell you that I'm trying to do the common sense thing. That was the theme of the book. I asked him once, are you conservative or are you common sense? And he said, most of the time, conservative is common sense. But in some cases, he thinks he's got economic theories here that are digging us out of long-term structural problems that crush working-class Americans. And in many cases, and this is throughout the book, he just believes he was put here to be responsive to a coalition of working-class Americans that had really no politician fighting for them in Washington, D.C. So he's willing to exercise a little muscular executive authority if it means helping the coalition to put him in the White House.
It could be a slippery slope that allows the next administration in power to do even worse things.
He would say they're going to. He would say they're going to do it anyway. And
you're right.
That's one way to argue.
That's what he says about the filibuster.
Yeah.
The Republicans might as well do it now and get some things done because they're coming anyway, and they may be coming in a year. You think they're coming in a year in the House?
Oh, I think it's 50-50 right now. I think Republicans will hold the Senate. That's my projection. But look, we don't know the maps yet. You still got maps changing, the Supreme Court on the Voting Rights Act. And I still think Democrats aren't all that popular. I mean, they're still doing things that aren't terribly popular with the American people. And folks won't forget, they did dig a deep hole for Donald Trump to climb out of.
Hey, Scott, what you've done, which is try and take dialogue, take debate, take ideas, and talk about those things. I mean, I don't know that either party's leadership is really fomenting that. In Washington, it seems like neither side will talk to the other. 70% of Americans are probably in the middle, somewhere in the middle on this, and they want to hear this debate. They want to hear these ideas. They want to see people working across and looking for ideas. How do we get that back to a place in Washington? Because it doesn't seem like anybody's talking across the aisle.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I go around the country and I do a lot of talks. I hear two things. I love you and I love the debates. I don't care for you, but I love the debates. And the commonality is there's a hunger for debating content. And there's a demand for this in our politics. And people like it. And it's okay. We don't always have to agree.
You're not bipartisan. You wouldn't be able to arrive at...
It's not about bipartisan, but sometimes the partisan debates get ridiculous. You can't arrive at any
consensus with the current
common
left.
sense.
Can you?
Any consensus?
Well,
any consensus with the left.
That's what I said. With the leadership, like I don't know how you're going to do anything with Hakeem Jeffries, but there are people in the Democratic Party who I think would come about.
John Fetterman.
I would say Scott Gottlieb.
John Fetterman.
I have a slightly different view, which is that...
I mean, Josh Gottlieb. Sorry. I just saw Scott yesterday, that's why.
Not only does the Democratic base not want to debate right now, they're demanding that their politicians grind government to a halt. They shut down the government because they want to stop Trump from serving. And so, but I fundamentally am in agreement with you. The people would love debates. The country was founded on debates. And they know that's how we solve our problems. And so I think debates are a good thing.